Hello, my name is Lars Mullen. I'm a music journalist, photographer and press consultant for many music-related products around the world, including the wonderful Fusion gig bags. Most important, I'm a guitar player. Welcome to St George's Day. Yes, guitars are my thing. There's quite a few around. I don't keep them in the house anymore. We don't have room, apparently. So once a month I go for a boys' day out to a lock-up where they're all kept and tone up very loud. Clear my head. I first started, I was 11 years old, so not long ago. I was on a classical Spanish guitar playing the Harry Lime theme in the school concert. Petrified, yes I was.
How has your work changed with different musical influences and life experiences?
It's always been guitar related. Like I say, my first gig was when I was 11 or 12. But it's any song with a hook line or a cool guitar riff works for me. Metallica Sandman to the British boom bands from the 60s. Big harmonies, jangly guitars, verses and choruses. And I learnt the A chord playing the guitar, the A chord. Ching! Was when Help came out, the Beatles' Help, and I was off on a roll. Then Hendrix came along. There's another story. I always thought he had his strap caught when he had his guitar behind his neck. I thought the strap was right. You know, the Marshall, the white Strat, I've done it all, but I haven't set fire to any amps though. Not yet anyway. Well, I think everybody's influenced by something within songwriting. It could be Tripping Over the Cat. You play E minor and A minor, you've got a song, haven't you? The Beatles themselves influenced the likes of Chuck Berry, Little Richard and Elvis, who in turn were influenced by Sister Rosetta Tharpe. I mean, we're talking about the 1930s. There she was, a big fur coat, rocking out on an SG. Great stuff, way before Jimi Hendrix, but that's another story. And then Stevie Ray Vaughan came along with, didn't really do anything totally different, but it was the tone. He was a tone king. Good stuff. Rock it up, turn it up.
How does your music knowledge and journalism work together?
I was a service engineer for amplifiers for a long, long time. And like I say, having a house full of the door there, the indoor and the outdoor, amps and guitars coming through, and I'm constantly writing. 10 years ago, it was like a conveyor belt. And I've got a big knowledge I can draw on it, I think. And it helps when you want to ask a question to an artist, or something new comes along, or off I fly, go and interview so-and-so, or got my Fusion bag on my shoulder, nice big one, what's around here somewhere, full of camera gear, and I'm thinking, questions, just get there and do it. I interviewed Francis Rossi about from Status Quo, and Rick Parker, bless him, about all the different sounds and the old school days when they just go in a studio, crank everything up onto 10 and sit there, play for 3 weeks, and they'd have an album done. And now it costs so much to do that stuff. It's got to be done over the phone, or you email the bass part to someone on the moon, or blah blah blah, and there's your album done. I think there's a little bit missing with just sitting in front of a band. Although I think it's coming back. It's coming back. Well, crikey, we go back. We've got old churches, we've got old museums. I mean, England's got a long, diverse history of folk music dating back to at least the medieval period, song and dance and all that stuff. In court jesters and the like, with the little bells on their hat, they're entertaining the king and the troops before the battle. I mean, they had a bit of a job. If the king didn't like the song, he'd either shoot them there or send them out to battle. A bit like today, if they don't like your music.
What does music mean to you?
It's a healer, isn't it? You can communicate. I've actually been to Shanghai on holiday. I was out in the park and there was a spare guitar. Nobody, I couldn't speak to him, he couldn't speak to me. There's 6 of us, all different languages, basic nodding. But through this little band we formed, we were just working off each other, and it was almost like transposing stuff. Psychic even. I'm from that era when we had our noses pressed up against the guitar shop window, looking at the red Stratocaster in the window. Nobody could afford one, so we all had Hofner's Galaxy or a Colorama maybe. It sounded pretty good. I mean, if you walk around with a Strat, you were cool, but if you could play it, you were cooler than cool. So, but music, I think, is a healer. It solves a lot of problems, like I said earlier, especially with mine, when it all gets too much. and the writing isn't flowing, I'm chucking paper, or a bad day with the internet, which is most days. So you won't get me on the phone. You know when I'm having a bad day, I'll be in the shed picking on a guitar or in my studio playing very loud.
I see that you have one of our Fusion bags. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I got a few Fusion bags. You might be able to see one. There's a black Urban series there, and a special edition with the Unijack on the top. But I tell you what, it's you see, because of the straps and the nice ways you can carry them, there's no mistake in seeing a Fusion bag on the hoof of a show or something. It's just like a periscope going along above all the people. See them going up the escalator. Yeah, I do their press work. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. And all the people I've interviewed in. Nobody comes up to the, oh, they should have done this, they should have done that. So everyone's got a thumbs up for Fusion. So I love it. The little zips, it turns into a bungalow and all these little pockets. Raining outside, and I have my Fusion bag there to take my guitar with the rain cover on. Who worries? It's going to get wet, but not inside. It'll all be snug. It's me who'll get wet. All right, speak to you later. Bye.